Hey, what's going on, guys? It's been a while. I figured I'd connect with you guys again and give you a maintenance video today. So turning on my car, I am a little bit over 7,000 miles. I'm at 7,192. The first time I did my oil change myself was at 4,000. I just picked a random number. I figured I was initially thinking about doing the whole 6K interval, but after doing more research and stuff, it really varies and depends on, each person's driving habits. But ideally, I recommend intervals of 3,000 to 4,000 because this is a performance-based vehicle, and like I said, high maintenance and high upkeep. So I'm going to just be going through the rundown of the things that I do at the 3 to 4K interval, and just take you guys along with me. So feel free to ask any questions or comment down below if you have any questions along the way or stuff that I may miss. So with that, guys, let's get started. The first item to check for is your cabin air filter, which is located behind the glove box. It's a very, very simple check. What you do is just pop it open and you move this to the side. And what you're gonna do is jimmy this out. So it's very, very easy. And so once it's out, it's right here. This is the cabin air filter. You just pinch it, pop it out, and as you can tell, it's still clean. So we are good to go. We don't have to spend any more money to replace this, but just FYI, I recommend checking this along with your oil changes, just to kind of make sure that this isn't dirty, because often people neglect this. So after you check it, just put it back in place and put this back. And so just to note, guys, this is from my aftermarket head unit. Yeah, this is an additional USB cord. I kind of just tucked it here for now. So you see here, if it focuses. So I just tucked it in here for now. This is wiring from my dash cam that I kind of put through the A-pillar here, tucked it down below, and it's down here. So all the wires are back here. So minus this, you should have the same thing if you have a 2015 or newer Subaru WRX. Moving along to the next item, this is the 2018 Subaru WRX engine bay. And so as you can tell, it's very, very easy to maneuver. We're going to touch base on this later, but the air filter is right here. So what you're going to do is pop these two clips open. You don't actually have to remove it, you just have to press it back a little bit and check. So of course, if you're stock like me, this is all you got to do. So everything's pretty clean. So as you can tell, there's some little debris here. So all you got to do is just shake and clean it off, but you're good to go. But once this gets like really dark, like grayish, then that's the perfect time to begin replacing this. So after that, just press it back in. So make sure that this side is facing towards you, and you just press it in, tuck it back up, put the clips back into place, and you're good to go on this portion. Alright, guys, moving on to the next step, which is the oil change itself. If you have a stock height or a stock Subaru WRX like me, just get yourself a pair of rails from either Walmart or O'Reilly's. It's like 20-30 bucks, I think, and it should be no problem. You'll be able to just pull up and get your car lifted. However, if you do have a front lip in your stock height or you're lowered, I recommend jacking on one end and putting these stands on both sides, so right behind the front tires on both sides. That way you can lift the car up like that. But if you're stock like me, again, you could just get yourself a pair of ramps and you'll be good to go. So moving along to what you'll need, you're going to need an oil drain container. So you can pick this up from like O'Reilly's or AutoZone or whatnot. And so once this fills up, you can go to them and you could dump the oil so that it can be recycled. You're going to need a 14mm socket wrench for the nut down below. Get yourself a pair of gloves so you don't get scalded or get oil on your hand. You're going to need a filter. I went with OEM, so just went to the Subaru dealership. My buddy Tyler, who worked there, hooked me up. So that, and you're going to need 5.5 quarts of oil. So, sorry, quarts or liters. But since I have half from a previous oil change, all I did was buy 5. So this is like I think like 40-50 bucks, give or take. So every 3,000 miles, this is a good quality insurance on your car to make sure that your engine is working properly, to get lubricated, and so that way this beauty here could last for a long time. And so if you upkeep the simple maintenance, you're going to be good to go, and you should have no problems. Alright, so starting the oil change, what you're going to do is go down below underneath the vehicle. You're going to have the container here alongside of you. And if this is your first time doing an oil change, it is actually very, very easy. So what you do is creep down here and you look up. So you see this oil pan right here. This is the nut that you're going to be removing, and then all of the oil is going to be gushing out. So if your vehicle is still hot, just kind of lightly tap it. If the oil is still pretty hot, I recommend just leaving your car be and letting it cool off for a bit, because you can get burned when the oil comes out once you loosen this. So after you put the nut back in place underneath the oil pan, you move up to the engine bay. And so fortunately for the 2015 and newer Subaru WRX V8 platform, the oil filter is up top. The EJ platform, from my understanding, is down below. So since you're down there, you can also manually remove the oil filter that way, but luckily for us, it's up top. So again, tap it a little bit to make sure that it's not hot, because you might get burned. But because this is hot, what you can do is just get a microfiber towel and just twist. So twist, twist, twist. Once it's off, it's as easy as that. So before you put the new one in, what you want to do is wipe down this area and all of the residual oil off and kind of clean it as much as you can. Don't let this get exposed. So once you wipe it down a bit and it's clean, cover it with your microfiber towel and get your brand new oil filter replacement. And what you're going to do is you're going to get a little bit of the new oil and just dab a little bit of it on your index finger and put it around the seal, around the black seal here, and after which you place it back up top and just turn it in, hand tighten it, and you'll be good to go. And then after that we can move on to putting the oil back into the engine. So as you can see with the new filter, there's a slight gloss to it from the oil that I placed around the ring here. And so what I did was I just took my index finger, dipped it in the oil a little bit, and just placed it around there. So now what you're going to do is put it back in place. So it's a very, very easy process here. And this is why I love working on this car, because it's so much easier. So you just hand tighten it. And then once the oil filter is back on, snug and tight, you're going to remove this. And so, it's still hot. After you remove this, get yourself in a funnel, and then you're just going to put your 5.5 liters of oil back in the engine. So let's get to that. Now after you put all the oil back in the engine, what you're going to do is turn the car on, let it run for a little bit, and then as you can tell, I'm on a slight incline. What you want to do is bring it out to the street or somewhere where it's flat, let it run for a little bit, and then after that check your oil level and to make sure that you have enough oil. So that pretty much concludes my maintenance. Other simple things I recommend checking for is, of course, your tire tread. I feel as though you should be doing that constantly, and also all of the other fluids inside the engine bay. I do that with every fill up. So every time I go to the gas station, I'm pumping the car, I kind of just check my engine bay, I clean everything a little bit, and so that's how I go about it. So I don't necessarily need to check it quite often because I already do. So this is just my feedback to you guys to ensure that you keep this car running smoothly for the long run. So yeah guys, if you have any questions, definitely comment or send me an email. I'm more than willing to help you guys out. And as I said, I've owned this car for 7 months now, and I'm averaging 1,000 miles per month, and this car is amazing. It's been treating me extremely well. As much as I'm tempted to mod this thing, like I said, I'm holding back. And you know, in the end, if you feel like you need to mod this car, kind of reevaluate it, because you don't necessarily need to. It's all more of your personal, you know, stroke of ego. As much as I want this car to be just a little tad bit faster, I'm only like that when I'm around other WRX owners, and we kind of just compare builds and stuff like that. But when I'm by myself and I'm just cruising along, I'm having a blast with this car, and I do not regret it. This is the one vehicle that I've ever purchased in my entire life that I do not have any regrets. You know, yes, it's a little more expensive going to the pump and insurance is a bit of a killer, but I love this and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So this concludes this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. If not, thumbs down. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.